Have you ever noticed how exhausting it is to care about everything? What people think, what people say, what people post, who supports you, who doesn't support you, who texted back, who didn't, who liked your post, who ignored your message, who understands you, who misunderstands you. And before you know it, your entire emotional state is being controlled by things that have absolutely nothing to do with your goals, your future, or your peace. And the truth is, one of the most powerful days of your life is the day you stop letting everything affect you. Not because you stop caring either. Not because you become cold. Not because you become heartless. But because you finally realize that protecting your peace is more important than reacting to every little thing. And if you've been feeling emotionally exhausted lately, if you've been feeling drained by people, if you've been carrying stress that doesn't even belong to you, this conversation might change the way you see your life. Let's talk about it. Think about this. How many times has one small thing ruined your entire day? One comment, one criticism, one disagreement, one rejection, one inconvenience, one person's bad mood, one piece of bad news, and suddenly your whole energy shifts. Now, here's what most people don't realize. The event isn't controlling them. Their reaction is. Let that sink in. Because a lot of people spend years trying to control everything around them, trying to control other people, trying to control outcomes, trying to control circumstances, when the real power comes from learning to control yourself. Because life is always going to happen. People are always going to have opinions. Someone is always going to misunderstand you. Someone is always going to disagree with you. Someone is always going to be upset. Someone is always going to be disappointed. Someone is always going to judge you. That's life. The question is, how much access are you giving those things to your peace? And can I tell you something? Most things aren't actually about you. They're about the other person. But when we're emotionally invested, everything feels personal. Someone is rude, we think we're the problem. Someone pulls away, we think we did something wrong. Someone criticizes us, we start questioning ourselves. Someone doesn't support our dream, we start doubting our vision. But what if I told you that most people are reacting from their own fears, their own wounds, their own insecurities, their own limitations, their own beliefs? Think about it. A person who doesn't believe they can build a successful business often doubts people who are trying. A person who gave up their dreams often discourages dreamers. A person who doesn't believe in themselves often struggles to believe in others. That's not always about you. Sometimes you're simply looking at someone else's limitations and mistaking them for your own. And let's be honest, if everything affects you, you become easy to control. And I know that's not what most people want to hear. But it's true. Because if someone else can ruin your mood, they have power. If someone else's opinions determine your confidence, they have power. If someone else's approval determines your happiness, they have power. If someone's criticism stops your progress, then they have power. Now imagine trying to build your dream life while constantly handing your emotional power away. Imagine trying to build confidence, build success, build purpose, build a business, build better relationships, build a better future, while everybody else has access to your emotional steering wheel. It's almost impossible. Because every time you start moving forward, someone else's opinion pulls you backward. And here's where everything starts changing. You stop asking, why did they do that? And start asking, why am I allowing this to affect me so much? Big difference. One question keeps you focused on them. The other brings the power back to you. Because growth isn't about controlling people. Growth is about understanding yourself. Maybe that comment affected you because it touched an insecurity. Maybe that criticism hurt because a part of you secretly believes it. Maybe that rejection hurt because your self-worth was too attached to the outcome. Maybe that disappointment hurt because your expectations were too attached to a specific result. See how different that is? Now we're no longer talking about them. We're talking about you. And that's where transformation begins. You see, one of the greatest skills you'll ever develop is emotional mastery. Not emotional suppression. Not pretending that you don't care. Not acting tough. Not becoming detached from life. Emotional mastery. The ability to feel something without becoming controlled by it. Because emotions are information. They're not instructions. Just because you feel angry doesn't mean you should react. Just because you feel hurt doesn't mean you should quit. Just because you feel afraid doesn't mean you should stop. Just because you feel uncertain doesn't mean you're on the wrong path. See, a lot of people live their lives obeying every emotion they experience. Powerful people learn to observe emotions without surrendering to them. And honestly, if you're currently rebuilding yourself after a difficult season, this is one of the reasons I wrote Ashes. Because healing isn't just about recovering from what happened. It's about learning how to stop giving your peace away every time life gets difficult. Think about the strongest people you ever met, the most successful, the most confident, the most emotionally grounded. Notice something? Life still happens to them. They still experience rejection, failure, criticism, disappointments, stress, loss. The difference is they don't stay there. They don't build a house in every emotional storm. They experience it, process it, learn from it, and keep moving. That's what resilience actually looks like. Not avoiding pain, moving forward anyway. And here's the day you become incredibly difficult to stop. The day criticism no longer destroys your confidence. The day rejection no longer destroys your self-worth. The day setbacks no longer destroy your momentum. The day other people's opinions no longer determine your future. The day you stop needing validation to keep going, because now your decisions are being driven by vision, not emotion, purpose, not fear, growth, not approval. And when that happens, everything changes. You see, the day you stop letting everything affect you is the day your life begins to feel lighter. You stop carrying things that were never yours to carry. You stop fighting battles that don't deserve your energy. Stop chasing validation. You stop explaining yourself to people that are committed to misunderstanding you. And for the first time in a long time, you start focusing on the one thing you can actually control, you. Because the truth is, life will always give you reasons to be distracted, reasons to be offended, reasons to be discouraged, reasons to doubt yourself. But your future belongs to the version of you that keeps moving anyway. So the next time something tries to steal your peace, ask yourself, is this worth my energy? Is this worth my focus? Is this worth my future? Because every time you protect your peace, you protect your power. And every time you protect your power, you move one step closer to becoming the person you're capable of becoming.